what I like the most about it is that even though for me they're a quote unquote older band, and by that I mean like from like a younger time in my life, it still holds up.
It is time.
You're back with Galaxy Jams Reacts. We got special guest Patrick Harvey from Cycles.
Right.
Today we're going to be listening to one of my favorite bands, a quintessential form of live tronica. This is The New Deal, a three-piece electronic band formed in 1998 from Toronto, Canada. Their drummer, Darren Shearer, is one of my biggest influences. This is off of their self-titled album released. And so this is their song, The Ray Parker Suite Part 1 and 2. Man, I remember so many wild dance parties with this band. They just are...
I would just stand by the drummer, just watch him play the entire time.
He's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And again, a huge influence. They just went faster than a lot of other bands did that.
And just so tight, and just the fact of what Jamie does in the keyboards.
Jamie is just...
I mean, all of them. It was just a perfect trio.
Right. Really a power trio.
Their live shows are really cool too.
Yeah, definitely. I like this. This is like, cause like I feel like this sounds like such like a bouncy house beat, but then like they break it into like their own style, especially when it goes into part 2 of this song.
And yeah, it puts those cool. I love the sounds he comes up with.
I remember seeing them in Moby at a festival like 12, 13 years ago in Chicago. They crushed it.
This part of the song reminds me of like something that techno Viking guy. Have you watched him like going down the street?
It sounds like I'm at a techno show, but I'm like in line waiting to buy a drink, and so you can just hear like the distant thump. You don't really get the full picture, and it's kind of slowly getting more and more.
I just always like how they just keep it going so long, and then just all of a sudden bust into it, and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, then they just
their builds are ridiculous for sure.
Yeah, you can hear Jamie sneaking in, more and more with every pass. There we go, dude. It's about to be so lit.
Bassline's sick.
They're so tight. Kind of like Disco Biscuits a little bit, but some similarities there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the bass sounds great. Yeah, that's funky as hell, man.
I know, dude. They totally rip it. It's great.
And just so tight. Nobody's overplaying. It's all just perfect.
Yeah.
time.
No one's overplaying. You're right. They're all just get in it to win it.
There's that line. I love that line. It's like The Price is Right.
It sounds like you're going shopping in the
Claudia
future.
just won a California car mission.
Dude, I feel like, man, I wish I had them at like my disposal for like parties and stuff, for like a wedding reception or something, you know? Like,
Everybody be
who
dancing.
should play.
Yeah. Oh, it's clever. I got so into it.
Man.
Just tight.
Wow.
I couldn't even stop it.
Yeah, 0 to hero. You know?
It's just again, everything that we're saying, the way that they take sneaking up to the final part of the jam, like I guess the rise up to it. They just take that so far and just make you just anticipate it coming. And so, like, definitely when you see them live or something like that, it's just you just get that whole thing. The whole crowd just explodes when they finally get into that main part of the song.
Yeah, some bands, they go to a 7. They maybe go to an 8. The New Deal went to a 10.
I think Spinal Tap 11.
Yeah, they really crushed it. And they were also in the same vein, you know, like the Disco Biscuits, Lotus, Lake Trout, right? Like those like live-tronic bands, Sound Tribe, Sector 9, they were right there with it. In fact, the New Deal just played at City Bisco, opening up for the Disco Biscuits, and had Mike Greenfield, the drummer from Lotus, play as the New Deal with them as their drummer, which
that
was
would've
really
been
cool.
great,
And that
yeah.
just happened a few weeks ago. So, you know, they're still alive and well, and they just released a new album. I think it's not that new, probably like a year or two ago. So I guess relatively new, but I've just had so much great times with that band, so much influences. Me and you got to meet Jamie Shields.
He's so nice.
Yeah, at Camp Barefoot one year. And, you know, it's just listening to them is such a blast in the past. And what I like the most about it is that even though for me they're a quote unquote older band, and by that I mean like from like a younger time in my life, it still holds up. You know, I don't listen to it and I'm like, oh, well, now I know why I don't listen to it anymore. I listen to it and I'm like, why did I stop listening to it?
Why have I stopped? Like, I feel the same way about him. I feel the same way.
Awesome band.
Yeah, and to watch that drummer play live was always such a treat. Just his ability to just stay in that pocket and just be that precise with everything was always. Everybody was around. I just remember everybody around was like, he's just a time machine. That's all he is. Just keep it on time.
Yeah,
he's
they
like
didn't
crazy.
play to a click. And one thing that I liked is that they did really frequent tempo. Yeah, they did really frequent tempo changes. And then also when they played live, they didn't loop. Like, I don't think Jamie Shields looped anything.
Yeah,
he was
known
just
for
playing
not
it.
doing that. He's
Yeah.
just playing everything. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing.
It's crazy to watch them. We get to see some of their live videos from back then. It's nice.
Each of the members there is really like Dan, Darren, and Jamie are all like so good at their craft, and each of them is known for what they did with this band, you know, and I'm sure that they've influenced so many other bands in the future.
I think their very first album was completely improv. They just went in the studio and
Yeah,
played.
right.
It was the one right before this one. It was like
And
so
then they
much fun.
released a live album too that was like live in Toronto. That was really well received as well. That gave them a lot of big oomph to continue doing those tours.
Yeah, they're one of those bands. I think I've seen them like 6 or 7 times, something like that. It's always been
Where?
great.
I saw them at the National.
I saw them 3 times at the Norva.
Oh yeah, at the Norva.
And I saw them at Camp Barefoot, and I saw them. There's a couple other like festivals around that I went to. Back in the day.
They always did a really good job, and
the National in Richmond. I saw them there once.
they blew the roof off that place more than once. Yeah, good times. You know?
It's always a party. The whole crowd gets into it.
I'm gonna put them on again soon. You know, they're really good. I want to go through a little bit more of their music on the show.
The thing about their music too, especially like in this album as well, is this album plays pretty much straight through.
Right.
It's just one of those things. I listened to that little bit of the song, and I know that album so well. And
I think it opens with Deep.
I didn't
Sun
realize
or
that
Gone,
was
Gone,
that.
Gone.
That was the song right there. You know?
Oh yeah,
I
that's
was
a
like,
really
that's
well
always kind
known.
of part of this other part.
It's a really well known moment, especially in their live shows. They always used to play this song Ray Parker, but they just used to jump right into part 2, and that's when they would just go off. So I was like, okay, if we're bringing them onto the show, I wanted to do that part. So
That's great. Well, we've got some
Definitely
more
gonna be
things.
listening to them for sure.
Oh yeah.
yeah, they're really, really good.